welcome, Cancers. All right, Cancers, what is in your house? Some sort of a regretful situation with the Five of Pentacles. And a lot of you Cancers in your house. This Five of Pentacles energy is about secrecy. And a lot of you Cancers could have had secrecy with a Taurus. And it is now coming out secrecy around a whole lot of money. That is the Five of Pentacles. Mercury in Taurus. So Cancers, your house, the energy of the Five of Pentacles is that you were expecting a whole lot of money, Cancers. And they're now gaining a knowledge of a Virgo person and you Cancers who could have collaborated and took a whole lot of money. And they're gaining some sort of a knowledge. They're recognizing that a whole lot of deceptiveness had gone on. And I see a lot of you Cancers are dealing with Taurus people, however this is transpiring. In the middle, we see the energy of the Six of Cups. And the energy of the Six of Cups is a Scorpion. And they're now going to be recognizing that a corporation is now recognizing what a Leo have done. A corporation now recognize that a Leo could have been using data and information of a Scorpion and got a new start. And I see a cycle is going to be over because they're going to be protecting the Scorpion person, okay? So they're now gaining a whole lot of knowledge. And I see Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is they recognize that a Libran didn't speak the truth. And a lot of stuff is coming out. A Virgo woman in another country is in a whole lot of problem. A Virgo and a Taurus woman in another country is in a whole lot of problem. And it has to do with the energy of the Five of Swords. Managers are not happy with you Cancers because managers recognize that you Cancers have took data and information and gave it to a Leo. And they're now recognizing a whole lot of you Cancer. So a whole lot of you Cancers wanted some sort of a new start with a Aries. It's not going to be happening because they recognize that this Aries and you Cancers and this Aries, like you were good co-workers or that sort of a thing. I see changes is coming up for you Cancers. And now they are gaining a lot of knowledge. They're gaining a lot of knowledge about you Cancers and a Leo. This is management or recognizing how you Cancers got a new start. It's as if you Cancers work for an international corporation and they're going to be recognizing that you Cancers and a Leo, how you got a new start. And I see a whole lot of worries at the workplace for you Cancers because your boss have now documentation and information and recognize that you Cancers have data and information of someone else and was using the data and information of a Capricorn person to get a new start. And they're now going to be gathering a whole lot of information. So something to do with data and information documentation. A Gemini is going to be finding out that you Cancers, this could be boss supervisor, but a Gemini is going to be finding out that you Cancers use some sort of a data and information and documentation. And they are now going to be gaining a lot of knowledge of what you Cancer have done. So we see the energy of a lot of worries for you Cancers, a lot of problems. A Gemini is going to be fired. And I see a Gemini is going to be getting out because you Cancers have backstab a Gemini. You had a personal vindictiveness against a Gemini. People now recognize what you Cancers have done to a Gemini, and they're going to be shutting it down. The energy of the Six of Swords, they gain a lot of knowledge about you Cancers. Whatever is happening and transpiring is as if they gain you Cancers who have a boss or a supervisor and is connected with a Aries person. They have gained a lot of knowledge and information about your boss or supervisor or you Cancer who collaborated with an Aries person. Now, if you notice, a lot of you Cancers are going to be having problems with your boss because whatever is transpiring, a corporation institution is now recognizing that some sort of a documentation information that you Cancers had delivered or try to apply for is not yours. So this is as if you're trying to gain information and documentation from another country, and they're going to be shutting it down because they recognize that you Cancer are not the right person. So there is some sort of a communication that is coming from another country towards you Cancers, and it's as if, because this is in the ninth house, so it's another location, another country that is going to be coming, some sort of a data and information that you Cancers was trying to apply for, and they're not going to be giving it to you Cancers because they recognize that you're not the rightful owner. They're also going to be recognizing that you Cancers have been submitting and accessing data and information of someone else, and they're going to be recognizing that the information is for a Capricorn person. So I see a lot of you Cancers are in a whole lot of problems. However, this is transpiring a whole lot of problems, worries for a lot of you Cancers. Then we look at this Virgo woman, and they recognize that a Virgo woman from another city, another country, another location, no new start for this person. They recognize that this Virgo woman and you Cancer, how this Virgo woman got some sort of a new start. And they're gaining an idea and recognizing that this Virgo woman gets some sort of a new contractual agreement that was not based on factual truth. And here they're recognizing the sword. This is the 10. This is stabbing. They recognize, and Libran gave a lot of you Cancers a whole lot of information that should not have been given. Then we see the energy of a Taurus. The communication of a Taurus woman is now finding out a cycle is going to be over for you Cancer and a Taurus. And they are now going to be recognizing, because Saturn is coming into end some sort of a relationship with you Tauruses and a Scorpion. And here is the energy of a Taurus person. Changes is coming in for a Taurus person, because they're now gaining a whole lot of knowledge. Who is this Taurus person? So Saturn changes. Determination, discipline, toil, and return. Saturn is coming in for a Pisces to end some sort of a situation where you Cancer and a Pisces have, and a lot of you Cancers are dealing with Tauruses. Because with business, a lot of you Cancers are speaking to a Taurus to get some sort of a new start. But there is a whole lot of worries because a Gemini is going to be fired. So whatever is going on, whoever this Gemini is and whatever is going on, a Gemini is going to be fired, because a Gemini now recognize that you Cancers use them to do something that was not above water, and this Gemini is going to be fired. So either this Gemini is going to fire you Cancer, because it looked more as if you Cancers wanted some sort of a new contractual agreement, and a Gemini is going to fire you Cancers because the Gemini now recognize what was going on. A lot of people are going to be recognizing how you drag a Gemini in a problematic situation. And I see this Gemini, whoever this Gemini is having like a whole lot of problem because of you Cancers. So this Gemini was being, the sun is in Gemini, because people in authority is now gaining knowledge of this Gemini. And the sun, the Gemini is going to be successfully overcoming what you Cancers have done to them. I see this Gemini feel as if they were like stabbed and rooted in the back. No happiness and joy with some sort of a huge international corporation that you Cancers work in, because they're now going to be recognizing that data and information that an Aquarian gave you Cancers data and information. They're now going to be recognized. It's because this corporation is now going to be recognizing how a Leo got documentation is that an Aquarian gave a Leo documentation. An Aquarian collaborated with a Scorpion and gave a Leo some sort of a new start, and they're ending it. They are ending it because they recognize where the documents came from, and they're now ending it. So strangely, they're now going to be, because they're is that you Cancers had hoped for some sort of a new start for a Virgo. You had hoped for some sort of a new start for yourself, but they are ending this situation. And we see the energy, communication, information that is coming from a Taurus, because this is Mercury, Aquarian, and Mercury, some sort of a new start. It's not going to be coming up for a Taurus, because some sort of a communication from another country. They gain another information over a Taurus from another country. And this Taurus, they're now seeing how a Taurus from another country had some sort of a contractual agreement. So they're now gaining knowledge. So Aquarian, no happiness for Aquarians. Like this company, this corporation, this huge international corporation is now recognizing something that you Cancers have done, because Tauruses are talking with a huge corporation about you Cancers. It's like an international corporation is now talking to the Taurus, because Aquarian is no happiness with a management or a huge international corporation, because they recognize that data and information that a Taurus have and got a new start, they're shutting it down and changing it. So Saturn is in Taurus, changes is coming up for a Taurus, because they recognize this Taurus has some sort of a contractual agreement and got a new start. And this contractual agreement is either stolen or it was not their data and information. Okay, so I see they're now looking at the contractual agreement and gain information from another place and another city. And I see worries for Aries, because they're now recognizing with communication that comes from another place or another city, a whole lot of worries for a Aries and a Virgo woman. And they're now recognize what this Aries and this Virgo woman have done, and that they had not spoken the truth. And a Aquarian is now recognizing that a Aries and a Aries co-worker was not speaking the truth. And here the Six of Cups is co-workers. So an Aries co-worker was trying to get some sort of a new start and lied. And they're now going to be recognizing this. So truth is going to be revealed. Then we look at the Scorpion and this Virgo person. A cycle is over for a Scorpion and a Virgo person. Their contractual agreement is going to be canceled for a Cancer and a Virgo person. They recognize with documentation and information that this documentation and information was for a Capricorn person or a Capricorn business. They're now gaining a lot of information and data and recognizing the lies, because some sort of a communication came from another country, and they're now recognizing that you Cancers had accumulated a whole lot of data and information. So a Virgo is going to be fired. Whoever this Virgo man or Virgo businessman is going to be alerting you Cancers that some sort of a new start you Cancers wanted is not going to be happening. A lot of you Cancers, a cycle is going to be over for you Cancers and a Taurus. So changes is coming up, because communication with a Taurus, they now recognize that a Taurus was using the documentation and information of a Capricorn business, and they're now recognizing they're onto a Virgo woman from another country and now recognizing what was going on. So this is the situation with Taurus, and they're recognizing that a Taurus in a huge government corporation in another country, or and it could be in another location, gave a Leo documentation that was for a Scorpion to gain some sort of a new start. So as we look, it's like you Cancers wanted a new start, but the Scorpion and this Virgo is in for a Scorpion and a Virgo. They lied. People are now gaining knowledge that information that they have came from another country, and it was not and that it is the information of a Capricorn person. So a Capricorn person data and information was used by a Taurus to give to you Cancers, and this Taurus is now in a lot of problems with people in authority, and they're now recognizing that this Taurus also gave a Leo and worked together with an Aquarius to give you documentation from another country. So truth is going to be revealed. So we are now gaining a whole lot of knowledge about what's happening. As we look, no new start for Aries in a corporation institution. Some of you Cancers was hoping to reunite with an Aries or get some sort of a new contractual agreement. Is not going to be happening. Then we see that some sort of a documentation of a Taurus came from another country. They now recognize that this Taurus is not who they say they are. Communication with a Virgo, this Virgo from another country also, they're now recognizing that these people were traveling on documentation or gaining a work permit on documentation that wasn't theirs. Then we see communication that you Cancers and a Taurus you Cancers asked a Taurus to help you in order to gain documentation that was for a Capricorn person, business or information or curriculum vitae, and they're going to be recognizing that you Cancers have the same curriculum vitae as a Capricorn person, and that is the Capricorn person information and business identity. Then they are now going to be looking at a Leo, and a government corporation is now going to be recognizing that an Aquarian was the one who accessed data and gave to a Leo, and they're now going to be seeing who these people are. Then we are looking at a house of co-workers, and no new start for a Scorpion co-worker and a Gemini. They recognize, because a Virgo is now going to be recognizing what a Scorpion co-worker have done. Some sort of a new contractual situation is going to be coming out, but it's coming out. This new contract is for a Libran and not for you Cancers, because you Cancers, a Libran I'd help you to gain some sort of a contractual agreement, and the Libran is like walking away from the situation and giving you Cancers up. A Scorpion person is going to be ending some sort of a collaboration with you Cancers and a Virgo woman. They now call this Virgo woman. This Virgo woman was trying to get some sort of a new start in another country, and they called this Virgo woman. Communication is going to be very, very clear from a Sagittarian. A Sagittarian is going to be showing up for themselves, and communication is going to be very, very clear. The 9 is that a Gemini is going to be fired. Whoever this Gemini is, this Gemini is in the house of the Capricorn, and with documentation or information that the Capricorn gave up, they recognize that a Gemini had the same documentation or information. This Gemini is going to be fired on the spot. Then we see the energy of that you Cancers had stabbed an Aquarian in the back. You Cancers had used an Aquarian and a Gemini to do something that was not above water, and there is some sort of a conflict, and they recognize how you Cancers use a Gemini person to create a whole lot, and the cycle is going to be ending for a Gemini person. A Gemini person is going to be fired. A Taurus is in a lot of problem. Changes is coming up for a Taurus, and a Taurus is in a lot of problem, and I see a lot of you Cancers are going to be having some sort of a meeting, or could be performance review with a Taurus, and there now a cycle is going to be over for some of you Cancers and a Taurus, especially if some of you Cancers and a Taurus had collaborated and did something that was not above water. They're now going to be gaining knowledge and information, and it's now going to be recognizing whatever is happening. I see a new contractual agreement is going to be coming up for a Scorpion person, because they're now protecting a Scorpion person. They recognize that the Scorpion person information or data, because when we look in the house of the Virgos and the Scorpion, there is some sort of an issue with a Virgo and a Scorpion, and they're now gaining, because they're now recognizing what a Virgo woman who is a colleague have done to a Scorpion, and a Scorpion is ending the contractual agreement with this Virgo person, because they recognize that this Virgo person was lying, and this Virgo person, because they're gaining knowledge. People in authority recognize that a Gemini was being used by you Cancers, and I see a lot of worries at the workplace for you Cancers, because they know a Capricorn gave up data and information, and they now recognize that you Cancers was not speaking the truth. So whatever the communication, because this communication and data and information, they recognize that it is for a Capricorn person. So I see a lot of worries for you Cancers, because they recognize this is data and information that shows up that you Cancers was not speaking the truth. A Gemini really regret a situation with you Cancers, and I see this Gemini, a group of people are going to be working together to help this Gemini out of a situation, because they recognize that you Cancers created a whole lot of problems for a Gemini. So no new start with an Aries, and they recognize that information was stolen, that a Taurus and an Aquarian stolen a lot of data and information. However this is going, because whoever this Taurus is, they're recognizing the secrecy of the Taurus, and it is in the house, which is the Six of Pentacles. They're gaining a lot of knowledge about this Taurus and the connection with you Cancers. So Cancers, if you are not dealing with a Taurus, if a Taurus is not part of if a Taurus is not part of your connection, you have nothing to worry about. It's going to be a beautiful month. But if a Taurus is a part of your connection, there is going to be problems that is coming up. All right, I gotta go Cancers. If you want to see the extended of this reading, follow me to the other side and use the join button and the first level subscription. Otherwise, I'll speak to you in the month. Namaste. Remember to thumbs up and share.